Hi everyone, this is Alejandro Cremades, and today we're going to be talking about the steps to take to pitch an idea to an investor. So what are the steps that you take when you want to pitch your idea to an investor? I mean, obviously the media paints it as something being super simple. There is this company raising whatever millions, this other one also millions, but it's not that easy. And there is a certain methodology and a process that you need to follow in order to make it happen. So in today's video, we're going to give you all the insights and we're going to be breaking it directly for you. So let's get into it. So market research and business planning. This is exactly where you want to start. You want to research who are your competitors, how much have they raised, what were the potential valuations. This is stuff that you can find on Google. There's also some reports out there that you can use. And then perhaps you can put together a business plan. And now business plans, they're using them in a different form. So before they were used to raise money, but now business plans are becoming more and more as a tool that you use internally to really understand and guide you through the next 18 to 24 months of execution, and something that perhaps investors will want to look at. But this essentially is going to allow you to really be prepared and to know the answers to the questions that are going to be coming your way when you meet with those investors. Then you want to create your pitstick and supporting materials. The pitstick is just like, for example, like the template of the pitstick below that founders are using all over the world to raise millions, which you can actually use today for free. So take a look at it. But essentially it's 15 to 25 slides where you really condense and compress your story in a way in which it gets people excited. Now remember that typically investors only allocate 2 minutes and 41 seconds to review a pitstick. So you really need to understand how you're balancing the visuals with perhaps the text, how you have a really nice flow and a really nice structure on the story over the course of the slide to slide. And that's essentially what you want to do on the pitstick. You want to really capture how exciting the future is looking ahead, how big the market is, how great of a growth, compounding annual growth rate your market has, so that people are getting super excited. Now there is other supporting documents that you want to have in place for this, and those are the following documents: a one-page business plan, an action plan, an executive summary, investor updates, emails, explainer or intro videos, profile pages, press releases. On top of this, you also want to create the elevator pitch or that narrative where perhaps you are in person so that you don't sound robotic. It really sounds as it's coming from the heart, it's really authentic, and authenticity when you're raising money is critical. So never sound like a robot. Putting a good team together is essential. They're always going to want to make sure that you have the right people. And for this, you want to understand that the people that you're bringing in is that you're bringing them not because they were your best friends in college, because you enjoy having a beer with them, but it's essentially because they're people that you respect and that they bring a certain expertise that you do not have or that anyone else in your team has. So you want to have people that can showcase that you have that collection of individuals that coming together, they're going to help the business to adapt to whatever the market is requiring from them. So again, A+ people, this is exactly what is going to help and to get that investor excited into understanding, hey, I want to invest in these guys or not. Because remember that venture investors, they always invest in people. Obviously, as you grow and as you mature as a company, you're going to encounter other investors like private equity firms. But really, the earlier that you are in the process, you're going to have your friends and family, you're going to have angels, you're going to have angel groups, but essentially, and also venture capitals, but all of those at an early stage, they're ultimately betting on you. So for that reason, you want to make them understand that everything that you've done in the past and all those skill sets that you and your team have are really going to help on delivering on your promise and on having a masterful execution. Start working as well on the basics. So obviously, in addition to having your team, you want to have like the little details as well. You want to have your minimum viable product, which is either like just like the smallest thing that you can of your product or your service, to showcase that and to show that it's tangible and what it's going to look like or what it may look like. You also want to have the right type of structure from an entity perspective that maybe your corporate lawyer help you to structure. You also want to have your taxes in place, your accountant in place, because that is ultimately going to show the investor that you've done your homework and that you're serious. You also need to research your investors and whatever platforms that you want to use, maybe online, to launch yourself and get money. Because here's the thing, time is of the essence. You want to allocate your time with investors that are going to be interested or that have an investment thesis where your opportunity is a clear fit. You don't want to go after investors where there's going to be not a fit, because you're wasting their time, you're wasting your time, and time is everything that you have. So always go for investors where they perhaps have invested in companies that were similar to yours, or that maybe they've written about their investment thesis, they've talked about how excited they were about opportunities like yours. And also you want to keep into consideration the following factors when determining, whether or not they could be a fit. Stage of the business they're seeking to fund. Amount of funding they like to provide at this round. Additional help and resources they can provide beyond the money. The typical terms they're likely to offer and demand. If you're the type of industry and business model they want to fund. If you're aligned in values and theory for growing a business. If your timelines for an exit match. The doors this funding partner could open or close for the next round of funding. Also, don't just look at the firm. Maybe if it's like an institutional investor, like a venture capital firm, or maybe like an angel group, try to see who is that individual. What kind of quality as a human being do they have? Ask them to introduce you to a founder of a portfolio company that failed. How did they behave with that founder when things were on the other side of the mountain? Were they able to roll up their sleeves and jump in and do whatever they could to turn it around? Did they treat that entrepreneur as a write-off, that they knew he was going to fail and that they did not want to allocate more time with him or her? Those are the things that you want to know, because it's going farther beyond the logo. It's not about the logo. It's not about the company. It's about who is going to be helping you, who is going to be perhaps sitting on your board. You want to have people that are not only great investors and that can identify great opportunities, but also people that have that great quality of being great human beings. Start making investor connections. Literally, I gotta tell you that the best way to introduce yourself or to get that connection to investors is by entrepreneurs that have received an investment from that investor that you're looking to target in the last 6 to 12 months. Those are the best ones because they are already in that circle of trust. You need that push, that social proof, that background relatedness, that entrepreneur that is already in that circle of trust of the investor that you want to target, so that they can push you and get you there. So essentially, I always hear from other founders, oh my God, getting in front of people is so hard. It's not hard. We live right now in a world that is super connected and super transparent. There's not a lot of degrees of separation from one another. So there is no excuses for you to get an entrepreneur that is at a Series A or at a Series B that has already raised some money, that has maybe between 15 or 30 investors at that point, that you connect with them and that you build a meaningful relationship so that they introduce you to their own investors. I would love to hear on the comment section how you're going about it. Also, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on all the videos that we're rolling out every week. And take a look at the fundraising training, which is the fundraising program where we help from A to C with everything related to fundraising. There you'll find live Q&As, templates, agreements, a community of entrepreneurs helping each other all over the world, and you'll find tremendous value in it. So thank you so much for watching.